Welcome to the Chamber's Elevated Conversations podcast. And now, your host, Dave Eckmann.
Hi, my name is Dave Eckmann, and welcome to another episode of Elevated Conversations. This episode, we're going to take a little bit of a turn towards our economic development initiatives here. Throughout the country, attracting and retaining talent is one of the greatest challenges in front of communities. But we know through our economic development planning and alignment with the state's planning that outdoor recreation is a key element to attracting and retaining talent. And as the greater Wausau region is concerned, a few years ago, we had a new organization blossom, IRONBULL. And IRONBULL offers an abundance of programs for outdoor rec competition, not getting too extreme, but really pushing the boundaries. I'm an Iron Bowler that runs in the 15K. But what we're doing today is we want to talk about the Iron Bowl and the Red Granite Grinder experience here. And that we will turn over to Shane. Shane Hitz is a race director with Iron Bowl. Shane, if you would, real quick, could you share with our audience about the Red Granite Grinder, how it came to be and what it's all about?
Okay, well, the Red Granite Grinder came to be because there was a need for a gravel race in our area. So I was approached by Seawalk, which is our local bike organization here, the mountain bike organization, and they asked me to be the race director. That was 2 years ago. And we have so many gravel roads around here that it really made sense that we needed that type of race around here.
You got the race going. I think this was the second year of it. I can still remember starting the first one that October, and it was a chilly year that one year. Chloe Thomas, you competed in this event, and we understand that you won the 85-mile segment of this event. Could you just share briefly why you participated in this from a young professional's viewpoint, and what's it like to pedal 85 miles on gravel?
Yeah, so I participated because I definitely love gravel racing and outdoor recreation in general, as you were saying. And this looked like a really cool race to get involved with. I'm from Illinois, but I went to school in Wisconsin, so I'm kind of familiar with that area. And like you're saying, the gravel roads and stuff in that part of Wisconsin are pretty special. So I was excited to race around that part of the state. And the race was awesome. I really enjoyed it. The weather was definitely interesting, but I think it just made it kind of a more special experience. It was late in October, and I think we started the day and it was snowing. And all throughout the race, we were pretty wet and pretty cold, but, made it a little bit more of a challenge and a fun thing to overcome.
You mentioned you're from Illinois, and then in our conversations, now you've made a move. COVID's got everybody on the move, doing different things. And we're fortunate you're in Utah now, correct?
Yeah. Yep, that is correct.
So question for you. You said you went to school in Wisconsin, but you spent a little bit of time in greater Wausau region. Hoping you could share some of your perspective about what you learned about our community, the things that we're doing good, and maybe the things that we need to do better. Could you share with us, please?
Yeah, I haven't spent a crazy amount of time in Wausau or anything, but I have gone to Granite Peak for snowboarding, and I love Granite Peak. I think that's probably in the Midwest, one of the best places you could go. The whole downtown area of Wausau I was pretty impressed with from what I did get to see. The race, unfortunately, was during, this global pandemic, so we couldn't really go in and out of buildings too much, but it did have me excited. I didn't realize that Wausau had so much going on. I think there was a brewery and everything there. So yeah, as far as maybe things to improve, just maybe more bike trails for mountain biking and stuff like that. I don't know if you're utilizing all your elevation there. I haven't mountain biked in that area, but that'd be cool. And then always just more restaurants and bars and stuff can always be fun for young people to have something to go out and do.
It's a good, I'm glad you brought the commentary up, Chloe, about the bikes. Seawalk, Central Wisconsin Outdoor Cycling Coalition, I believe it is, that Shane is had discussed. We're actively working with them, and we're doing the best we can in planning to be able to use Granite Peak to its full opportunity with that elevation and the gravity. So we appreciate your feedback on that. Let me ask you this, Shane. I'm going to turn to you. When it comes to developing a race like this, can you just share briefly what it takes from an organizational and volunteer standpoint?
Okay. Well, it takes a lot of volunteers. That's probably one of the biggest things that we need to get is going out there and getting enough people to volunteer with the aid stations, with the safety, with everything that's involved in it. As far as like just getting the prepping for the race, I put on a lot of miles riding these gravel roads to find the biggest hill, to find the best off-road sections and stuff like that. And so like it's really a year-long process with that.
So if we can do anything to help you with volunteers that are passionately involved in with what you're trying to get done, we can do our best to help with that. Chloe, real quick. So, you talked briefly about some of the elevation here. Have you engaged in different IMBA ride centers, International Mountain Biking Association?
I haven't, I guess, known too much about the organization. I'm pretty sure that they are the ones who have some stuff going in Dubuque, Iowa, and in that area, that they help build some trails out there. And I've definitely ridden those mountain bike trails, and I believe they're sponsored by IMBA, and they're super fun trails. They're some of my favorite. They're kind of being built, especially towards the end of my like college years. So we were out there a lot, and they're really fun trails.
Other than that, anything else that you would be able to impart for our community, Chloe, in terms of, from your generational perspective? What we're trying to get, we're trying to educate our community is that outdoor recreation, especially cycling, bicycling, friendly communities, it's not a fad. And could you just share briefly with our audience about the importance, both of you, about the importance of bicycling, off-road cycling?
One thing after the race, someone did reach out to me in an email and ask how they could maybe get more women involved in the sport. I think that's a great question to be asking. Cyclists in the past have kind of been known to be a little elitist and stuff, and I think that's changing, and that's a super good thing moving forward. So just getting everyone involved in the sport, no matter what your background is or your gender or anything like that, and just I think a big part of that is visibility and highlighting different people's stories and everything like you're doing here, and showing that anyone can have fun riding a bike and it can really add to the quality of your life. It's great from a fitness perspective. It's great from, a sustainability perspective. Instead of driving cars everywhere, you can ride your bike. So it's a super important thing, and I think everyone should be involved in it. Thank you for sharing that. Shane, how about you?
Yeah, I think it'll draw a lot of people into the area from outside of the area. Like a good example of that is Sylvan Hill. When they put that bike park in, a lot of people come from the Madison area just to ride the downhill of that. And another good example is Ringgold trails. I know a lot of people come from Green Bay just to go to Ringgold, so they're spending a lot of money in our area just to ride bikes. So they're going to the Red Eye Brewing Company or whatever and spending their money. Another great thing that Chloe brought up was just like it's the ease of getting around. I commute by bike to work every day, and it's just so much better than driving in the traffic.
Even days like today?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, it's below zero right now. I'm not sure where it is, but it's below zero.
Yeah, I don't miss any days riding to work. So.
Yeah. To validate some of your points, I was camping out in the Tetons this past summer. Met some folks out of Waukesha, and they said, keep doing what you're doing up there. They come up to Sylvan Hill, and they go out to the area just to the west of town here, or to the east of town. So validates those things. So this rounds up our edition of Elevated Conversations for today. We want to thank our guests, Chloe Thomas and Shane Hitz from Iron Bull, and then Chloe, the winner of the 85-mile segment, the Red Granite Grinder this past fall. Thank you both for your time today. And Chloe, we hope that we build such an excellent community that you want to come back here. And I know Iron Bull is going to present some challenges in the future. Come back and race.
Awesome.
And check in with us, okay?
Will do.
So thank you both, and have a great day. And if you're in Wisconsin, stay warm. Chloe, it's really cold here today.
This podcast episode is a production of the Greater Wausau Chamber of Commerce.